Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. So, listen, you guys, I need to talk about episode 3 of Mnakwethu Happily Ever After. I don't feel like a lot happened in this episode, especially when it comes to Ukondanisa no Dulas. However, there was a bit of drama with Ntshangase. I'm trying to figure out why am I not bothered with what's happening with Dulas and Gondanesa, but I'm still bothered by the disrespect that comes from Ntshangase to his wife. We say wife because none of these girls are wives, but we'll call them wives. So I think with him, I don't know if he was a good addition to the show. But I can see why they selected him because he does have that bit of drama. But I guess you guys, it's not pleasant to watch women being disrespected, even when they put themselves in the situation, because obviously Ntsangase's wife knew that Ntshangase is very disrespectful. He was disrespectful during Mnakwethu episode and she stayed. So obviously she has put herself in that situation. She's very young, she has no child, she's not married actually, I don't know if we're cooking is with two is with three, I don't know, it doesn't get income. But obviously, she can still just be like, I'm done here. So she is making a choice to stay in that relationship. So she has put herself, in the line of Ntsangase's disrespect. But I still feel like it's very uncomfortable to watch a woman being disrespected. And I want to see what happens next episode, because what happens in this episode for me, like, listen, bengizofika ngipakishe ngokwami, depending ukuthi indawo kabani where they live. Is it Ntsangase's place? But a trailer for the next episode, his mom is going to be asking him, his mom or aunt is going to be asking him ukuthi uzomondla ngani unkosikazi, which makes me feel like Ntshangase might not be working. So maybe le ndawo le ekankosikazi, but I don't know. What I'm saying is that what happened in this episode would have made me, and I'm hoping that would have made my daughter to get home and pack her things if it's not her place where she is, and be like, bye. Okay. So yes, you guys, it wasn't nice to watch that scene. Now, Ukondanisa in the first scene that we are seeing is going to speak to Samantha Ugamazibugo, who was supposed to be the second wife, but then they had a baby, and then later on they found out that he wasn't the father, and that the baby belonged to the friend that Samantha lived with. So now Kondanisa is trying to fix things with Samantha. I have said that I do feel like Kondanisa is trying to fix things with his wives because he needs somebody to do the show with. And maybe the producers felt that it's not going to make a lot of sense for him to be coming back to the show with new wives that people don't know. We like Dumamkunu, we like Samantha. It makes sense that he comes back to do the show with them. So I'm not even sure that Kondanisa wants to still be with Dumamkunu. I'm not even sure if Kondanisa still wants to be with Samantha. But I know that he definitely does want to shoot the show with them. So for me, it's that situation. He has to make it look like he wants them back because, of course, they have to shoot the show together. Now, I don't know if they are all in this game that Todd set up. Okay? So I don't know if Todd called them to say, let's set up this scheme. So I don't know if Mamkuna is in on a scheme or they really think Kondanisa is genuinely wanting to get back with them. I don't know if Samantha is in on a scheme to do this whole thing for the show, or whether she is genuinely feeling like when they are shooting their scenes, it doesn't feel like they are acting. It does feel like they're having real conversations. Okay, I'm not feeling like there is acting. That's why I'm feeling like I'm not sure if they are in on a scheme, Because, guys, if you broke up with somebody and we haven't had Mnakwethu happily ever after in a long time, the whole time between the seasons they were saying they've broken up. Even now, when they see Condanisa, they're talking about, I haven't seen Condanisa in 9 months. I haven't seen Condanisa in 8 months. So you haven't seen this person. Oh, it would be obvious that when the cameras are coming around, now you want us to get back together. But then when you listen to their conversation, it feels like they really think he wants to get back together with them. I don't know, you guys. Last season, I said, you guys, I loved Mnakwethu because I do like a woman that goes out and gets it for herself. I feel like Mnakwethu was very intelligent, very wise. But this season, I'm just not understanding Mnakwethu. I feel like everything that we said about her got to her head. There's a little bit of that, like ingene kind. Now she's like every scene she's trying to prove what she's that girl. How can you take me out to this restaurant? I don't eat junk food. I'm like, girl, calm down. You are still with Condanisa, so you're not all that yet if you are still with this man, okay? So unless I'm speaking to Samantha, and unless is trying to negotiate them getting back together. But as long as season, guys, if you ever hear the words as long as season, go to your corner where you pray and pray to God. God, please, Father God, please rescue me from this situation. If you ever hear the word as long as season, hey, usuke esefuna umfana ukuzokushaya ukugcina. Usuke esefuna ukuzokunyisa ukugcina. So if you ever hear in marriage, maybe, okay, but emjolweni, if you ever hear the words as long as season, hey, usuke ekupreparele the special skaqa, with special ingredients in it. Lesi azokushaya ngazo ube dizzy. Esekushaya for the last time, fine. So you must just pray that you never hear the words as long as isn't in your life, okay? Especially in November, in November, that word should make no sense. When somebody says as long as isn't on November, it should sound like they are speaking French or something, or whatever language that you don't understand. When somebody says as long as isn't in November, it must sound like it's a foreign language, because there's nothing like that. Nobody wants to fix a relationship in November. What they want to do is to have somebody to ravaza in December. You understand what I'm saying? So guys, let's be very wise, okay? So for long izinto, and Samantha is asking about Chuba. Chuba is Samantha's cousin that Condanisa also made pregnant. And she had a baby. We haven't seen her on the show. She wasn't even really part of the show. Even last season, us finding out Chuba is pregnant with Condanisa's baby, it was almost like a coincidence. There was a scene that Samantha was shooting and she was there, and we were like, wait, what? Condanisa now made the cousin pregnant. It was that kind of a situation. So I don't know if they are really going to be bringing her to be part of the show, okay? But she is asking what about her, okay? Now, you guys, they do talk about Auntie. Remember Auntie that wants an apology because she was called Ikundani Serenke or Ikatla Serenke. I think Ikatla Serenke. She was called Ikatla Serenke, so wants an apology. But Ukanasa was doing the ridiculous Zulu guy thing when he's like, as long as I know you still love me. And he goes, Samantha and I come back, So I think maybe she will end up saying yes to getting back together. So now when Condanisa leaves, she walks him out. And then Condanisa like, yeah, but like, since she is walking me out, she still loves me. And then when they get to the gates, basically I'm like, hey. Anyway, Samantha is, I do feel like she might get back with Condanisa. It doesn't make sense because she looks so much better now that she has moved on. But if she still wants to go back and be Ravazwat one more time, I mean, for our entertainment, I guess she can. She's an adult if she makes that decision for herself. We also did see a scene that Tapsile shares, okay? Tapsile is Dulasi's potential third wife or third girlfriend, because as you guys know, And she was talking to a friend about Udulas, and a friend did reveal something that I don't think they wanted her to reveal, which is, but told me, in relationship any on and off, veil. This girl, you guys, I can see that she just wants to do the show. That girl is not in love with Dollars. And I feel like she is on her game when it comes to being on a show and all of that. Because how come she hasn't said anything about being in a relationship with Utulas all of these years when she was in a relationship with Tulas and Tulas was doing a show with other people calling them wives? How come she doesn't have a problem with that? Now that she's on a show this time, she wants to marry Tulas. It don't make sense, okay? It do not. Okay, my English teacher, it does not, okay? So she says that she hasn't told the family about Tulas. Listen, if I was her family, okay, if any of my nieces and nephews have something that ridiculous going on in their lives, me as your auntie do not want to know. Okay, I don't. Okay, when you come to your senses, come and tell me stories about how you want to go back to school, you want to apply for bursaries, you're looking for jobs, you are wanting to start businesses. If I was Tapsileshe's family, I don't want to know. Okay. So I was like, listen, your family does not want to know this ridiculous thing, okay? So she was talking about the fact that she hasn't told her family about the fact that she's going to be the third wife to Dulas. And I think she said that she's scared of one of the wives by Dulas, and I thought that must be Umamhlongo, because I don't think that she would be scared of Uma Shows. But Uma Shows is very calm, but don't mess with my shows. Hey, don't mess with my shows. Now, you guys, Nkosikazi kaNtshangase, Mrs. Ntshangase, goes to visit a friend. Remember last week she had a conversation with her sister-in-law, and at the end of the conversation she did say, listen, I can't really get any help from her because she is Ntsangase's sister, so obviously she's going to support her brother at the end of the day. So now she wanted to speak to a friend. Now, when they're having a conversation, she has had conversations about leaving Mrs. Ntshangase. Now, the thing is, she talks about it a lot. And sometimes, or most of the time, when a woman is still talking about leaving, they ain't about to leave. They are not about to leave. When you are still talking a lot about, you are not leaving. Most of ham, you're like, okay. All right, bye, baby. See you later. And later is next year. Hey, okay. So sometimes when they are still saying, I need to leave, I'm going to leave, I can leave if I want to, they're not leaving, they stay. So she's not convincing to me, okay. I feel like everything that is happening in her relationship is a good enough reason for her to leave. She's young, she's beautiful, there's so many other things that she can do with her life than be with Ntshangase, okay. But obviously, Ntshangase is important to her, so she's still there. So I guess we will watch her. But I don't think that she's ready to leave. But the thing that she has been saying, you guys, is that she feels like it was the right decision for her to not have the baby early. Because remember, the story is that her and Ntshangase had made a decision to not have babies yet. Okay? Whatever it is that they were waiting for, but they had made that decision. While they were waiting to have children, okay, Ntshangase went and had a baby with someone else. Okay, now he's like, that's the reason he went and went and to be with someone else. Hey guys, English is ebusuku. It's after 8. Bangles. I've actually borrowed this English, from who? I can't say from my son. My son has very good English. Who did I borrow it from? Maybe from my husband. We have the same level. So that he says now they made a decision together to say, we are right now, we are not at the place where we can have babies. Let's wait. They decide to wait. He goes and he has a baby with someone else. He comes back to say, I had a baby with someone else because you wanted to wait to have a baby. And she's like, but what do you mean? Because we discussed it and decided it. If you were changing your mind about it or you did not want to wait, you should have told me, then I would have had a baby. Okay. But she is happy that she didn't have a baby. She's just saying she's the only person that she needs to consider in the living. Now, she was asking her friend, so what happens now? If I leave, what's going to happen? And the friend was like, I mean, I guess, they will have to get back in Como. Listen, you guys, the families must now stop eating the cows, okay? When you are being lobola, they must just take that money, put it in a savings somewhere, and just wait to see how you are treated in this thing called marriage. Because now we're going to have kids that are staying in marriage because in Komaziko to give back. Okay. So yeah, but she's definitely talking about leaving, you guys, but I don't think that you guys she is going to leave. I will be very surprised if she ends up like leaving for real. I'll be very surprised. So there was the conversation, you guys. And then we saw Mam Kunu. Remember, last week, Kondanisa went and visited Mam Kunu, and then they talked at the gate. She did not want to let him to the house. And then he said that he was going to take her out. And she said, listen, I'm that lady, so make sure you take me to a nice restaurant. And then Kondanisa thought and decided to take Umam Kunu to a car wash situation where she's sitting outside the Mapinchen. It was a nice place to shoot though, because there was there wasn't a lot of people there, so it was a nice. But I was like, Indonesia. Now, so Mom Kuno gets there. Obviously, she's like, "Is this the restaurant? The one I'm sitting outside like this?" She's like, "That Mom Kuno this season." I'm like, "Where is Mom Kuno?" She told me Mom Kuno. So then then when she got there, this guy ordered the food. Hey, he ordered the food for her. I'm like, how do you know what she wants to eat? Okay. I suspect, you guys, that the budget was not budgeting. She was like, listen, before this lady gets here and orders the food that I cannot afford to pay for, let me order for her. So the food comes, I don't know if it's like fried and something and some chicken and wings or something. Then Mom Tune is like, listen, ngiyajima mina. Angidli junk. I'm like, Mom Tune, calm down. Mom Tune is just too much. And then 2 seconds later, she's eating the food. I'm like, what the hell is happening with Mom Tune? So now you guys, so they're talking about the fact that he wants them to get back together, but she wants him to have a conversation with his brothers. With her brothers. Here's the thing, you guys. I do understand the thing of speaking to the family, but the decision of whether you stay or leave the relationship is still yours. Okay, you can say, yeah, I'm deciding that we can get back together. But again, because the family is involved, go speak to my family too, so that they're on the same page. I don't feel like it makes sense for someone to say, go speak to my brother about whether we are getting back together or not. That means you are saying yes to getting back together, because the person that can make a decision on whether you get back together with your husband or not is you. So there is that thing. He needs to speak to the brothers, but she's still saying that she's not wanting to get back together with him. What is he bringing to the table? He brings nothing. He's never brought anything to the table. When Mam Kuno and Kondanisa started shooting the show, they were living in what looked like a back room, and not one of those fancy back rooms, because nowadays we have very, very nice back rooms where it looks like it's like an apartment from the suburbs. Okay, it wasn't one of those. It was a back room layer selection where you do everything in one room. And even everything in one room can look a little bit nicer. It wasn't that kind of a situation when they shot the show. The very first time, I remember, you guys, I remember looking at the pillows on the bed and thinking, this guy that cannot buy a new pillow is asking to take a second wife. Like the couch was looking like, you could call, those people that are WhatsApp advertising to clean the couches. They were cleaning my couches this past weekend. 350 2-seater. I was like, he can't afford those guys to clean the couch for 350 rand, but he wants to take the second wife. There was a situation. Even us seeing something different in terms of the space where they lived was because of Umamkunu. And Umamkunu would say she was the one that was doing everything. Okay. So what is he bringing? It's a valid question to say, what are you bringing to the table? But you know he's bringing nothing. You know it. He brings the show. That's what he's bringing. He's bringing the cameras. That's all. Okay. So I don't know, you guys. I don't feel like Umam Kunu has really left a relationship. Okay. So she's confusing me. Okay. I even feel like Umam Kunu and might have seen each other in between the seasons. Whereas with Samantha, I feel like it looks like but Umam Kunu, they might have seen each other, even though they didn't see each other a lot. So I don't know, you guys. We'll have to see with Kondanesa if the whole thing is real with him wanting to get back with his wife. They also talk about the baby that he's just had with Samantha's cousin. And then he says something like, so, wakufanele kukhulelwe ba? Mom was like, but you never told me you wanted a baby. You never told me you wanted to glamanise, because then if we were husband and wife and you wanted a baby, then maybe I would have considered that, but you never did that. And then Mom Kun, listen, you guys, the thing that Mom Kun is raising that she says is like the issue that is a deal breaker for her. It really is an important issue when it comes to swim, and that is an issue which Bondanesa doesn't use protection. And we know that because he's making girls pregnant. But I do feel like, you guys, Mom Kunu might have had a situation. Because I think she said a number of times, was my issue with you in the condom. Okay. So I feel like Mom Kunu might have had a situation, the situation that happens with the lack of condoms. I think she had a situation and she was like, not again. But guys, like as changing, and I understand his temp. My grandfather had his temp. But sometimes I'm thinking, even with Utando's temp, sometimes I'll be thinking, like the pen, that like sometimes you are sitting with your pen and it's writing everywhere, but you don't know. That's the reason you are sitting comfortably at your house, married, thinking this is your pen. Now, when you know what the pen is writing next door, and then the next thing it comes and writes here in your too quiet. In your too quiet, writes and go and writes in the choir there. And then it goes and writes there in the daughter exercise book. I mean, the fact that I know what the pen is writing and then writing. I submit the assignment lap. I'm okay. No submissions. It's okay. Give me a fail, sir. Okay? I don't know how people do it. Even, like, you can convince me with everything when it comes to temp. No, as long as you have money and you live in your own house and you're with your own kids, and it's so nice because you don't have to deal with the husband every day. All of those things, I'm like, I hear it, and if a man was a billionaire or something, maybe I could consider. But yeah, when I lay in the pen situation is the one that I just like. The pen writes here and here and here. I know. The pen is the one I'll be like, yeah, I want your billions, but I need my own pen. Now, you guys, let's continue, okay? If you know, you know. Now, you guys, Ntshangase, so Umam ended up walking away because she was irritated by that statement. So good. So wawufuna kukhulelwe ba. Mina phela njengonkosikazi wakho, but we would have had to discuss it, and then we would have had to stop using the protection. Then, anyway. So the conversation doesn't go so well with Mam Kun. Now, Ntshangase, guys, the disrespect, like, TV nje yonke nje igcwele like women being disrespected. It's even better when it's women disrespecting each other. you know. Ngathi kungcono lo. Manje kwenziwa ishow nje that is based on men disrespecting women, and it's not even like, you know, what you would call like high value men, you know. Yabona nje iziyebhu nje zabafana zizo. Yazi ukuthi kuba umuntu wesifazane. Yabona when they say ukuthi a black woman is like at the bottom of bottomest, you know. Hey, ukuthi nje siyabuyaphi nje somfana nje fanele zizokudisrespecta on national TV. So here's the thing. Ntshangase decided to take his wife out. His wife is saying, listen, I love food. So food makes me happy. I love it that he's taking me out. When they are there, they are still talking. How there comes number 2, Mahadeb. Ntshangase didn't tell his wife that the whole reason for a date is because he is bringing, you know, Mahadeb. Didn't your wife say no to you taking number 2 at the show? So what makes you think now she wants to talk to this girl? And now this girl now, she's getting a big head now. Because listen, you guys, if a girl is seeing your husband disrespect you, she's going to get a big head around you because she can see this man don't respect you. Okay, if your man is not gonna say, listen, I'm with my wife, don't come around, don't call, don't, then the girl is going to get a big hood now around you. So I feel like it's that situation. So she comes now, instead of, you know, the wife enjoying the food, now it's like, what's happening here, you know? Then they get into an exchange. Now they want to get into a physical fight. Then she decides, the wife, that she's leaving. Okay, when she is leaving, he wants to stay behind. I was like, guys, like, listen, I know what it's not right. But listen, you bring a girlfriend to our dates, and then when I leave, you want to stay behind. Do you want to live? Okay, uyakufuna ukuphila, uyayithanda yini impilo yakho? Okay, are you fantasizing about your grave? Okay, are you in a hurry to get inside your coffin? Are you in your hurry to hear the speeches? You know, uyasazi lesi speech sasemgcwabeni, wazalwa endaweni yakamaphumulo, wahamba wayofunda ebani primary. Are you dying to hear that speech? You know, at your own funeral. He wants to stay. And the wife is like, you're not staying. You know, guys, it's just that even you're in a heated thing, you know, because guys, if you have to say to your husband, you are coming with me, if you have to tell him what he is coming with you, it's a big problem. Okay, it's a big problem if you have to convince him in that situation that he needs to come with you. That's the issue that I had with Mnakwethu, is that Mseleko does the Mnakwethu show, basically will be helping people that don't even know how to be a Senjini, asking their wives to take his team. After that, he leaves them alone. There is no mentorship there. Because he should know that if Mamkulu is walking out of that situation, he should be walking out with Mamkulu, making sure that she's okay, going home. And if Mamkulu wants to go to bed, I guess we're going to bed right now. But that's not what he wants to do. He wants to stay behind. Ntshangase wanted to stay behind with Mahadeb. I'm like, this is the time to live. Like, that was the time. For me, I was like, if this wife doesn't get to the house and pack everything and goes and moves on with her life, everything that happens after this, she is choosing it. Because how are you okay with that? So then she says, no, you're not staying. So it's like, how so then they go, get in the car, Uber, get in the car, football, get in the car, and then while they're in the car, she's like, mina ngifuna ukuhamba now, mina ngifuna ukuhamba now, mina ngifuna ukusala. Wasala. Imoto besiphuma ihambe, they were leaving, and they got off the car, went to Mahadeb. I'm like, guys, I've said ukuthi yabona mangabe umuntu wesifazane kufanele kube nemvubu nje yakho le oyifaka la. Some situations nje azidingi ivubu nje. Zidinga ivubu. Uyabona? Ubosho nje kube kunye futhi phela ngeke ufe nje usuhambe lapha eWestville uyospenda nje the night ukuthi ulungise nje. Hayi. Where Ntshangase, guys? He got off the car and went and was speaking to. Now this girl here now, this one, now she's feeling all. It's a good direct session of nyangena nje great relationship. Futhi nje na ngiyabona ke manje nje nyangena. Girl, calm down. Because you know what? The man that is a very bad husband to that woman is the very same one that is going to be your husband. You are not getting anything different. You know, you're just getting, the timelines are different. She is ahead of you in terms of the timelines, but you have the exact same man. When you get to that timeline where she's at, when she has left now and found herself her own man, okay, and you are now there, and now you are that mamkulu that you're fighting so much to be, then he's going to find someone else. And that treatment that he's giving to her, he's going to give it to you. They're very, like that girl was basically watching her future. Like, how lucky are you to see exactly how this man is going to treat you in the future? And she was so happy to see it. I'm like, how dumb can you be? But then again, she did have a baby with a married man. Well, he wasn't married, but he did have umakoti or ingoduso. I was confused. That was the episode, you guys. Ntshangase got off the car where his wife was to go and. If you were looking for any kind of evidence that this man doesn't love you, this man doesn't value you, he doesn't care about your feelings, anything that has to do with it, he does not care. That is it. Okay. After this, you guys, whatever happens to Ntsangase's wife, I don't think that I'll be feeling sorry for her. Girl, if you wanted to know if this man cares about you, you saw it. Now, it's time to make some decisions. Are you leaving or staying? If you stay, it is your choice, but I get nakesakudabukela shem. I never nje ngeke sinako ukudabuka okungako thina. Nasozibukela ishow nje sibe entertained. There was the episode for today, you guys. I don't know how I came up with a review of 80 something minutes because this episode really didn't have a lot, okay? But anyway, you guys know when it comes to talking, I should have been a politician, honey. Making by Jonah EP parts. A problem. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before you're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.